Whoops, I forgot to add myself to the stage. All right, everyone, this is Tim, this is New York Giants Straight Talk, brought to you by the mighty FanDuel. It's FanDuel.com, the number one sportsbook in America. I was just reading through some of my emails. We have some guests coming on. We have Matthew Caller from the, Purple Insider. He actually covers the Vikings. He was on ESPN Radio for a bunch of years. He's going to be on the show on Monday. And Sunday, we have a return guest at 10:30 a.m. Sunday. We're gonna have Gary Reasons back on. So we're gonna talk to Matthew on Monday about the vaunted Minnesota Vikings, and we're gonna talk to Gary Reasons on Sunday. Sunday he's gonna be on. They're both gonna be on live on Monday and Sunday. So I'm very excited about that. Oh, there's so much to talk about. WRFD, I see you had two great questions and you have two great comments, and I'm going to try to get to both of them. You're the best to be slinging those days old bagels again, Tim. I'm always slinging them old bagels, baby. That's how we roll. Let's see. RF says, you beat me to a Joe. RF says, let's see. I love how the fan base is turning against Stark because a few bad practices when they glaze over what DJ did. How is he going to float that pass out of bounds? It wasn't a coach. Could have been a touchdown. I also saw a Bobby Okereke question, but I want to get to the Jackson Dart fucking nonsense. I posted this on Twitter, and I'm just gonna say this, and I got something in my ear coming in through my earpiece. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say it the nice way, I guess. I'm gonna try to say it the nice way. All these people that are complaining and yelling about Jackson Dart and everything else, these are the same idiots that told us for 6.5 years that Daniel Jones was the man, that everything was Daniel Jones. Nothing was Daniel Jones's fault. Everything was coaching. Everything was the players. Everything was everything else. Then they go, look what happens when he went to Indianapolis. He was a different player until Jonathan Taylor stopped rushing for 100 yards a game. Same thing during his big 3,000-yard season with 15 touchdowns. These are the same morons that are sitting there going, well, Matt Nagy is Jason Garrett flashbacks. How many Super Bowl rings does Jason Garrett have compared to Matt Nagy? And didn't Matt Nagy just come from Kansas City? It's a new offense. It's a new system. We talked about this from the beginning, and I'm going to say it's slow, not to the people here, but to the people that may listen to this later. I'm going to say this slow for you. We've talked about this in the beginning. It's a new system. You have new players. You have new offensive linemen. You have a new quarterback coach. You have a new passing game coordinator coach. You have a new offensive coordinator. And I love it because people are like, Matt Nagy's already tanking. Can you people just be fucking happy for 5 minutes? Dear Lord. You make me, not you guys, but the people on X and some of these content creators make me want to fucking vomit. It's fucking preseason. It's the second week of preseason, and you're already hitting the escape hatch. Go listen to fucking Fangirl, because she's just as much as an idiot. Matt Nagy is not Jason Garrett. Jackson Dart, we don't know. I don't know if Jackson Dart's going to be a success. I don't know if Jackson Dart's going to be a failure. I don't know. You want to know why? Because we're in the second week of fucking training camp. And people want to bail and hit the escape hatch already? There is something very wrong here. What the hell is wrong with people? And I watch this, and they and I've said this before. We did a live stream about it. They live and breathe off of every single pass, off of every single report that they're not even there to see. But all of a sudden, their infinite wisdom and knowledge, which they have and showed us over 6.5 years with Daniel Jones, is telling us that Nagy's a failure and Jackson Dart's going to be a mess. And it's August. When the fuck did I become the voice of reason? When did this happen? I shouldn't be the voice of reason and rationale. And I love it because I have one person that's like, Hyatt's leaving it all on the field this summer. He's another. And I love it because now people are like, well, now, but I love this. People are on the Joe Shane wagon, but they're jumping off the Jackson Dart wagon. People are starting to question certain things for John Harbaugh. And now if you question Matt Nagy, you're questioning what Harbaugh's philosophy is, because you are basing everything because of training camp. The second week of training camp. The season is over. Matt Nagy is tanking it for the Giants. This is going to be a Jason Garrett wreck because of the fact that you don't like the way the first 9 days of practice have gone. Sometimes I wonder if certain Giant fans have ever watched football. Go back to Eli Manning's days. Manning's offense during the preseason, during preseason games, during training camp, was putrid at times. They couldn't even get out of their own fucking way. But we won championships in 2007, 2011. I remember preseason games when there were so many 3-and-outs. You were like, you know what? I have to go get a beer or something, but I can go quick because the offense is going to be 3-and-out. But somehow they matriculated into winning teams that won championships with Kevin Gilbride. But now, because Matt Nagy is learning, Jackson Dart's learning a new system. They're working on his footwork to create and correct the fucking mess that was left by Brian Daboll, what they did to Jackson Dart. Now they're trying to fix it and make him an NFL quarterback. And I don't know, play him under, wait for it, center, and run a pro-style offense. And you're working on this because that's what training camp is. Your time to put things in, install new systems, and work on it. We got fucking morons out there who are supposed to be Giant coverage people that know all the Giant stuff, hitting the panic button and saying that this is Jason Garrett. And I love it because when the boy wonder came in, Brian Daboll, and was replacing Jason Garrett, the offense never got better. It looked exactly the same. So maybe it was the component of the pieces on the offense, not the coordinator, that caused the problem. Maybe it was the quarterback. But we look at this, and it's literally, we've had 8 days of training camp. The sky is already falling.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
Why do I got to be the voice of reason? I like to be the voice of discontent. But instead, I got to sit there and tell you, you have a quarterback in Jackson Dart. People dislike him now because of his political views, and that's fine. I don't think politics should be brought into sports either way. I don't think sports and politics just don't go together. So, but people dislike him because of his point of views now. Now people are all of a sudden distrusting him because of his point of views. But here's the problem. You had a guy in the boy wonder, Brian Daboll, who was trying to save his job, who played a quarterback that probably wasn't ready to probably for prime time, and basically ran a Old Miss offense in the NFL. They even talked about it. They said to Jackson Dart, what do you do well? What plays do you like from Old Miss? And they ran them. They scripted the first 15 plays and practiced those plays. And Giants would score touchdowns on the first drive or two. People would go gaga, but then the unscripted plays would come in. Then we would see what a bad coordinator both Daboll and Kafka were, because they could do nothing until like the fourth quarter. And having your quarterback telling them, you know what, you need to improvise all the time, because we are not teaching you to be an NFL quarterback. We are not teaching you proper footwork. We're not teaching you proper technique. We are not teaching you to stay in the pocket. We just want you to have excitement and win games for us. Because if you don't, I'm going to lose my fucking job. Not me, I don't have a job. That's the problem right now. And now that there's a little bit of and I love it because there are so many people that are Giant fans that have no fucking clue who Matt Nagy is. You had content creators that were going out there like, well, I don't think he's the right guy. He went to the playoffs twice with Mitchell Trubisky. I Bleav he has 2 Super Bowl rings in Kansas City. And they're going to say, well, he didn't call the plays in Kansas City. Oh, dear fucking Lord. All he did was install the offense. And I love it because they all have this infinite wisdom. All they did was install the offense. And all he did was, he didn't call the plays. Which is wrong. Eric Bieniemy was the guy that used to install the offenses and put it in all week, then hand over the playbook to Andy Reid, and then Andy Reid would call the games. Then under the last 2 years, under Bieniemy, he called the plays directly. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm fucking taking crazy pills sometimes because I have to listen to these people who have no fucking clue about football or anything.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
And then we're going to listen to them like they're the football gods that they are, even though they never even strapped on a fucking helmet. That's a problem. And instead of sitting there and having the euphoria and the glee still, and the shine still on, the shine, whatever, we're all going to sit here. Now they're going to sit here and say, well, I don't know. I don't know if Nagy's going to work out. Go back and play fucking tennis because you don't know sports. And if you did know sports, I'll give you a fucking nickel so you can go buy a clue.
This records conversations better than taking notes ever could.
I didn't know that.
An AI.
Hit the fucking like button. What's wrong with you people? Okay, let's get back to the chat. Let's go, Tim. Here we go. Tim, would you be opposed to bringing back Bobby Okereke as a backup linebacker? I mean, he might say, go fuck yourself to Joe, but he probably would say, go fuck yourself to Joe. But I would say he's as serviceable as... Honestly, if you look at your linebacking core right now, if you look at the pieces that we have on this depth chart, Bobby Okereke potentially would be a fringe starter. And I'm not even a Bobby Okereke fan. I wasn't a fan when we signed Bobby Okereke. I wasn't a fan when Bobby Okereke was having 100-plus tackle season because of the fact that I said this even when he was in Indianapolis, and I know this because I've been a product of this. Even on bad teams, someone needs to make tackles. Even on a bad team. And that's all he's ever really been on are bad teams. And he is a tackler on bad teams. He is a very good player on a very bad team, and he's an average player on a good team. That's why he's not in the league. But when you're backed up by Jack Kelly, Micah McFadden, Caleb Murphy, Darius Muasals, and Zane Barnes, and you have Abdul Carter and Brian Burns listed as your left and outside, right and left outside linebacker, you got problems. We're going to talk about Colton Hood today, too. I want to talk about Colton Hood. But I would bring back, I think Bobby Okereke would just tell you to fuck off. I really do. I think he would tell the Giants that. We're talking, Joe Ferris is right. We're talking practice. We're talking practice here. But I would bring back Bobby Okereke, but I think Bobby Okereke, that's like asking Evan Ingram, do you want to come back? It'd be like, Evan, would you like to come back to the Giants? Hello? Yeah, that's what happens there. What's up, Chut? Greg says, get ready for Tim. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I snapped there for a minute. I fucking snapped. I haven't Tim heard that upset since I started watching, loving it. Oh, WK, man, you're gonna hear WK. Yeah, that's right. You are newer to the channel. Oh, I go off on fucking rants, and sometimes my rants and my tangents will go off for like an hour. But it's just the fact that it's like Giant fans, it's not, I should not paint with a broad brush because it's not true. Some Giant fans just can't be happy. They're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And sometimes it doesn't drop, which is okay. Which is all right. But don't all of a sudden look for problems that aren't there and then pretend that you are an expert about it when you know nothing about football. For sit there and say, well, Matt Nagy's already going to be the problem. You could tell this by 8 days of practice. Technically 7. Well, technically 6. Because Monday they didn't practice and they had 1 day off. So technically 6 days of practice. You could tell all this. And I love it because you know what? You know that they've already installed the system. They've learned all the line shifts. They learned all the plays. They learned all the formations. They learned all the patterns. They've done everything in 6 days. And listen, I know you do it for the likes, the clicks, the bleeps, and the boops. I get it. And I know you want to do it because you probably want to be famous and you probably want to make money out of it. But that's not not the right reason to present news to people to be this much of a disservice. Slider says, we are. And bringing to Bobby Carey, he's a freaking... Bobby Carey is terrible. WK say, most important rookie. We still is Big Francis. You're right. I'm going to tell you right now, the most important rookie right now is Colton Hood. Because I was talking to some people that were there. Big Greg Newsome, Newhouse, whatever the fuck his name is, Newsome. I don't even care if fuck because he's not going to be here. I just think of Office Space. His name is not a gonna. I don't care because he's not going to be here. Colton Hood to me is a guy that's probably going to end up starting. And there has been rumors and speculation, innuendos that Paulson Adebo has not been stellar. And with the issues that we have at our safety position, and I love it because you see all the big plays that you talk about and hear about in training camp are being by like second tier guys like Darius Washington. And Darius Washington, like I said, he's been playing in the slot more because you can't put the motherfucker at safety. Because people forget this. They talk about how he started in Baltimore at safety. He had almost 100 tackles. He had almost all this. He was so great. Baltimore had the worst pass defense in the league that year. And he was the starter at safety. I'm not saying it's all his fault, but when there's 5 guys and you're one of them, you're a problem. But I think the most important rookie right now is going to be Colton Hood because you have a big test right out of the gate. You have 2 big tests right out of the gate. And these rookies, and if we talk about them, we listen about it, these rookies have been stepping up. Big France, I have the minimal amount of tape that you can watch on these guys. It's hard to really, really fathom and focus on certain things, but there are certain things that are bugging me a little bit with Francis. And I don't think it's talent related. There's just times that he comes out of his stance that he just doesn't look right. And I worry it's the hernia. I worry it's the sports hernia. There's sometimes that he comes out of his stance, he looks great. But if anyone who's had a sports hernia, it's not a hernia, it's a sports hernia. There's a big difference. If anyone that has a hernia will tell you at times you feel fine, you feel great, you're mobile, you're agile, you're hostile. And there are times, and it may only last a minute or two, you come up, you're like a little, but there's just, what's interesting? When we had Andrew Thomas first year or so, I kept pointing out to people there was a hitch in his footwork on passing plays, especially early on. There was a hitch. You could see this when he came out and went into his stance. You could kind of see a hitch, like a little hiccup, like a little jump. And it was weird because he wouldn't do it all the time. And then it turned out he had the ankle injury. And I told people for weeks, I said, there's something wrong here because you need to watch this and you need to observe. And there is some kind of hitch. And I kind of see that at times with Big Fran. It could mean nothing because we're not getting a full. It's not like the last couple of years when I would go to camp and I would sit there and watch for hours because we can't. But they're just, and like I said, the media lockdown is just the fact that the hitch bothers me a little bit. Let's see. RF says, hey, if we could bring back old players that aren't good, look at Evan Neal, Big Josh, Bobby O had a better season than all of them. You're right, no, I'm wrong. Joe Ferry says, more like Gary Reason's going to talk to you. Yeah, Gary Reasons is going to be back on Sunday at 10:30. I love Gary Reasons. There are two people that I truly enjoy having on the show. And that is Sean Salisbury and Gary Reasons. Because I don't have to work. I don't have to do anything. I asked one of my patented New York Giants Straight Talk questions, and Gary Reasons will go on for 45 minutes. It's great. I can have some coffee. The last time he was on, I had breakfast and finished breakfast before Gary even finished his comment. And then we're also having on, I forget the gentleman's name, Matthew Collar. He is from the Purple Insider. Like I said, he used to be on ESPN Radio, and he covers right now. He covers the Vikings. So he's going to be on Monday stream. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I think he's coming. We're starting to stream at 12. I think he's coming on at 1. So that's going to be fun also. Tyler Moore did not make it after all. No, he didn't. Tyler said, oh my God, Commanders got Diggs. We should have panned. Oh, I love it. Stephon Diggs is now a Commander. And there are, again, certain segment of Giant content creators that are creaming themselves.
That's what she said.
Because of the fact that he's going over to Washington. He's going to be part of the Jaden Daniels experience. Not remembering the fact that the wide receiver core in Washington consists of Terry McLaurin's dandruff, a third-round guy, and now Stephon Diggs. Nobody simply just talks to Gary Reasons. But I love Gary. Some content creators seem to be annoyed that the Commanders got Diggs. I don't give a shit who Commanders get. I don't care either. I don't understand this with other teams. I don't understand this with not just content creators, but fans alone, that they get upset when a player goes someplace else. You know what you need to do? You need to just be the best team that you are. You need to worry about players that you are bringing in, and people need to worry about how to beat you. If you are consistently and constantly worrying about how to beat other teams, you've already lost. And if you are worried the fact that they brought in a single player, you have already lost. And I don't think John Harbaugh thinks that way. Let's see. Oh, man, if Daniel Jones comes in and smokes us this year, it's going to sting like no one's talking about that game. Yeah, that's going to sting to me because how many playoff appearances does Daniel Jones so far have over in Indianapolis? How many full seasons has he gotten through? And as soon as he went up against regular competition, what happened? Does anyone remember the Pittsburgh game? Tommy Two Socks. Tim's spitting facts as always. I am. Dart has a chance to be the NFC MVP due to the staff. Let the kid grow up. I've already said this, and I'm going to lay this on the line right now. I'm going to say this again. If all these people who were in love with Daniel Jones for 6.5 seasons and were wrong for 6.5 years are now upset about Jackson Dart and what he's doing in training camp, he's going to be the fucking MVP. He's going to be 2006 NFL MVP. Book it. Book it, Dano. Murder one. That's what's going to happen because these motherfuckers have been wrong about everything for years. I needed a good rant. It looks like Malachi Fields is getting a lot of big reps. I'm really liking the Malachi Fields thing. I'm really liking it. I love this. This is another one. If Matt Nagy, Jackson Dart, my franchise's quarterback, he won't be able to see through the pearly gates. This is from Scat Dart. I wish we had our Super Giant Twitter post. Because this is what I see, and I love it, because then you got another person. It still sounds like the Giants passing off was struggling at camp. It's fucking August! You fucking morons, it's August! They have had technically, 6-7 practices! And you are worried about the fucking offense in August! Everyone should have their X thing revoked, their TikTok revoked. Everyone should have all their shit revoked if you post stupid shit like this in August. What the hell is wrong with you people? Jackson Dart is not a complete product. Jackson Dart is a guy that needs to work on his footwork. Every coach that's come in has said the same thing. We need to work on his vision and his footwork because it sucks. He looks like he's throwing a javelin. We have said this since the combine. His deep throw looks like a javelin. Go watch a guy throwing a fucking javelin, then go watch Jackson Dart's footwork. It's the same. They are teaching him to be an NFL quarterback and play under center and do the things right and use his ability to improvise to create him for himself to be successful for this team. Joe Ferries. What's up, Joe Ferries? They can have their 30-something wide receiver with litany of rest and injuries whatsoever. I agree. Slider says, as a backup for the Cowboys, maybe 2-3 years from now, but Garrett is not enough rings as head. But I'm talking about as a coordinator, not as a guy holding a clipboard behind Troy Aikman. Nagy is going to make Dart look amazing. I think he is. I truly do think Matt Nagy is going to make Dart look amazing. You know what I think Matt Nagy's going to do? You know what I think Callahan's going to do? You know what I think Greg Rome is going to do? I think they're all going to go that extra mile. I think they're going to help put in all the work that is necessary to make this guy successful. They are going to go above and beyond to show that they can get this guy and give him the top results that we need, which will one day hopefully be an MVP. It may not seem like much, but when someone goes that extra step and makes a positive impression, if you're hiring, great candidates can also go that extra step and tell you why they're interested in your job on ZipRecruiter as a way to stand out from others. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Try it for free right now, ZipRecruiter.com/audio. And ZipRecruiter, of course, has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. So go meet the right people faster. ZipRecruiter's powerful matchmaking technology. It's not Skynet. Finds qualified candidates quickly. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 hiring site based on G2. Try ZipRecruiter and get great candidates who will go that extra step for your job. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate within the first day. Try it free today at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, meet your match on ZipRecruiter. The Resurrection of Deonte Banks is available on Blu-ray. Listen, you got to get something out of Deonte Banks. You have to. You have to. If you can't, and then it's another waste. Because more than likely Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau aren't going to be here. So that'll be 3 first-rounders off this team from the Joe Schoen regime. So you got to find something. They are turning against him because of his appearance with Trump. I think some are, yes. You have a moron content creator who is a ChatGPT analyst come out and post a video and say, I'm not supporting the Giants or Jackson Dart anymore, even though I've only been a fan for like a day. I don't like him anymore because I'm a liberal and I can't see past my own stupidity. Because it's sports, has nothing to do with politics. I think some people are. Oh man, I heard Mara had a bird problem in West Virginia. Didn't want to pay for the scarecrow, so he gave Art Stapleton a medium. Hey, leave Art alone. Leave Art alone. Spice Manager said they should listen to what the head coach. Thank you. You know what? You are right. Here we go. Let's listen. You know what? Let's listen to what the head coach had to say, because that's what we do here. We're full of professionalism and also full of shit.
Did you like Jackson's response today?
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
Put a lot of snaps on him, and it seemed like throughout the day he was completing more down the field.
Yeah, good point. The football response absolutely was there. Yeah, he stepped up. A lot of third down stuff we did, fourth down in the red zone to win the game, things like that. Yeah, he had a heck of a practice.
I hate the fact that I have to like Jackson Dart. I really do. I really do, because of the fact that I don't think he's a finished product. I don't think he was a finished product coming out of Ole Miss. I don't think he should have been a first rounder. I'm glad the way he played last year, but I'm still not a fan. I still have to see something from this kid. I have to see him become a professional quarterback. I have to see him have the ability to scan the entire field, not just focus inside a cone. I need to see proper footwork, which is going to help his accuracy and his velocity on passes over 15 yards. There's so many things that you like about Jackson Dart, but there's so many things that you worry about Jackson Dart. But the fact that certain segments of people are all of a sudden going against him, and these are the same people that will jump back on the Jackson Dart bandwagon if he leads the Giants to a 2-0 record, who will jump off the Jackson Dart bandwagon as soon as a 3-game losing streak. I have to now be a Jackson Dart fan. What the fuck? They always say it. You stay around long enough, and you will see the villain become the hero. I don't want to be the hero. I like being the guy in the black hat. But I have to admit, with all the turmoil and everything that is going on, have you heard a peep out of Jackson Dart? Have you heard him say anything derogatory at Jackson Dart, even though he's going through all this? No, you haven't heard a damn thing out of him. When he threw the ball at Greg Newsome's head at the end after he scored the touchdown, I thought that was great. I thought that showed intensity. I thought that was a fuck you moment. I didn't have a problem with it. Yeah, it's a penalty. I do have a problem with that. That is a penalty. But again, it's practice. What's up, Big Greg? Slider says, are there any Giant fans mad we didn't get Diggs? Because I'm not one of them. Hey, Art Stapleton went to the... Hey, I'm not picking on Art Stapleton. No more Art Stapleton jokes. Didn't Coughlin had bad practices? We still get... Oh, my God. I remember in Albany. I remember horrific practices. I remember god-awful practices. I mean, practices that would make you cringe on the offensive end. Eli Manning looks like he was going backwards. But you know what? They figured it out. They worked on it. And to your point, they won 2 Super Bowl rings with these terrible practices. What you do in practice sometimes is just that. You need to figure out a way to get better, and the easiest way to do that is get practice. Give them Ayuk. Fuck it. I don't care who gets whom. If you are a good enough team, you should not worry which player goes anywhere. If you are a good enough team. I want to hear this thing about Cam Scatterboo and OBJ. I want to play this clip. Hold on a second. I didn't get to play this clip yet. I'm going to play this clip. Put it in closed caption so I can read it.
What kind of juice do you still get when the crowd goes wild when you touch the ball?
A lot of juice. It's a lot of love. We've had this conversation before. Like, most people don't get a chance to double back, and this is a place that made me into a man. And
I'm not trying to be rude, but most nostalgia stories never work out. Most returns of athletes never work out.
Made me into who I am. I have so much love for this organization, this city.
So much love. I signed a $98 million contract, and the next day went on a TV show and blasted the team.
I got New York tatted on my back. You know what I mean? I'm from New Orleans. So all I ever wanted to do was win a championship for the New York Giants, and just have an opportunity right now to, the end goal in mind, but stack those days. That's all I want to do for this city, this organization, is bring one home.
Tim, do you agree that the first drive on week 1 will be? Oh yeah, I'm already calling it. I've already called it. If I wanted to go someplace to bet on it, I don't know where I would go. I know where I'd go. I'd go to the mighty FanDuel. It's FanDuel.com, the #1 sportsbook in America. Go right now, download their app. Go to the mighty FanDuel Sportsbook. Go to the NFL tab. I love going to the NFL tab. Go to the odds. And like I said, Giants are still 2.5-point dogs. That's crazy to me that they're still 2.5-point dogs in regards to winning against the Dallas Cowboys in the home opener. Right now, I still laugh because Jackson Dart, even though with all the problems that he's having, is still plus 6,500 to actually become the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. The NFL Defensive Player of the Year, if you take a look at it, if we scroll down, Abdul Carter, and I laugh, that's the Rookie of the Year. See, they have Ruben Baines number 1 as well. You know what's funny? I actually had Ruben Baines on my list to be. You got plus 470 Ruben Baines, David Bailey plus 500, which I don't agree with. Caleb Downs at plus 700, I agree with. But Sonny Styles at plus 750 is over Arvell Reese at plus 850. Now, I actually agree with that because I still feel that we had a guest on who talked about Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. And he said that he thought Arvell Reese was going to be a better player, but he thought not a better player, but an excellent player. But Sonny Styles was going to get more opportunities early because of the fact of the putridness of the Washington Commanders defense. I'm trying to see I'm trying to find out where I just saw where is the defensive player of the year because Abdul Carter was at plus 4,500. I don't understand that. That was fucking crazy to me. He was over Brian Burns. Now he's up to plus 4,000. Brian Burns is a plus 3,300. I don't see Abdul Carter even becoming close to the defensive player of the year. He's going to have to figure out a lot of things quick. And with the likes of Myles Garrett, Willie Anderson, Aiden Hutchinson, Max Crosby, Jalen Carter, Daniil Hunter, Nick Bosa, Ted Watts, Brian Burns. You even have Fred Warren. You got Patrick Surtain still in there as well. Kyle Hamilton will probably get a whole bunch of votes. So will Cooper DeJean. There's a lot of guys. Micah Parsons, if he comes back from the injury, is going to be something special as always. I just don't see it, but that's all right. We don't need to get it. But right now, the Giants if you go into the preseason odds of them making and winning the Super Bowl, on the Mighty FanDuel, the Giants are still at plus 6,500, just below the Commanders who dropped to plus 6,000, just above the Carolina Panthers who dropped exponentially at plus 8,000. I do think the Giants are at a perfect level at that plus 6,500. I think that's exactly where they should be. They're just below the bottom tier of the NFL, heading towards that second level. And I think that's a perfect place for them to be right now until we get a little bit of a better understanding through preseason in the first couple of weeks. But right now, go to the Mighty FanDuel Sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com, the number 1 sportsbook in America. Bet $5 daily, get $1,000 in bet reset tokens. Get up to $1,000 in bet reset tokens. When you bet $5 daily for the next 5 days, you'll receive $200 in bet reset every day you qualify. That's on the Mighty FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com, the number 1 sportsbook in America. Parcells had bad practices, and he was pissed. That doesn't get you freaking out. You're right. Our media is ridiculous. Who cares what they say? I don't. Spice Boucher says, in the land of idiots, the guy with 2 functioning brain cells becomes the voice of reason. You saying I have 2 functioning brain cells? I think that was kind of an insult. I'm not sure, but I think you just insulted me. Because I am being the voice of wisdom. I still love it. They're still talking about the fact that, I don't know. Drew Phillips watched practice with a wrap around his knee after getting injured in yesterday's practice. Brian Burns was also suited up, but was missing yesterday with a minor thing per John Harbaugh, but didn't practice. They were lined up to walk through. Basically, today was a walkthrough. Oh, we have to say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye to Bo Collins, who was released the other day. He was injury waived. So, it was a walkthrough day, no pads. One fan yelled, play ball during the workout. It's this. Somehow it ended up Xavier Gibson and Nick Jones were throwing fists at each other. Back on for Friday for a full 2.5 hour practice in pads. I'm very excited about that. I wasn't going to stream tomorrow, but I think I will stream. I want someone to put it. I want some. Listen, if someone's out there, listen, I'm going to whisper to you. If you're in West Virginia, if you can run down to the Best Buy, get like a wireless camera, hide it in a tree, and stream the practices, I'll stream it here. I just won't tell anybody. I'll just get another cease and desist letter from the NFL. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. I don't care. They like to send me letters. I like to frame them. Some fireworks on the last play of light practice. Xavier Gibson and Nick Jones looked like a couple of featherweights exchanging punches. Teammates moved in quickly to separate them, but not before each fired off a few punches. Both were wearing helmets. I'm going to tell you guys something as a former player. The first thing they tell you, the first thing they teach, a lot of people teach you this as a former player. They're going to teach you this. Before you throw fists, take your fucking helmet off. Because one thing you don't want to do is break your hand on someone else's helmet. I'm just letting certain people don't know that. Roster moves. Let's see here. The Giants have signed Grant Finley and waived tight end Tyler Moore. Tyler Moore, we barely even knew you. Didn't even know you're around. Let's see here. Spy Jackson Dart throws incomplete. Let's get pissed and overreact. Yep. Dart never gave a point of view. You're right. It is what I mean. Like I said, I have to like the kid now. I have to go against all conventional wisdom that I know in regards to football and like the kid. What the fuck? Why? Why have you led me to this? Why have you brought me to the precipice and pushed me over the edge that I now have to like Jackson Dart? There is something very wrong here. Make sure you hit the like button, please. Hit the like button because that helps the channel and stuff like that. I'm not into helping the channel because I really don't care. I don't care. Listen, don't listen. What do we got here? Greg said, I'd rather see a run-first offense with a good defense anyways. Yeah. Listen, there have been look at Phil Simms. Phil Simms was the poster child for hatred. Phil Simms lost his job to Scott Bruner in 83. I mean, you lose your job. He lost his job because of Ray Hanley was an idiot to Jeff Hostetler. He was the poster child of being knocked around and slapped around, and still he is a guy that is one of the best quarterbacks in Giant history. When he threw for 33,000 yards and 199 touchdowns, when he retired after that, 94 season, after he went to the Pro Bowl, the guy was in the top 15 of almost every single passing record in the NFL. Should be, if Kenny Stabler's in the Hall of Fame, he should be in the Hall of Fame. If Troy Aikman is in the Hall of Fame with those super teams, Phil Simms should be in the Hall of Fame. But he is the poster child for taking a beating every week, not only on the field, but with the fan base. I don't care if Dart believes he can come from Jupiter and says, Mars, help us. I get it. I agree. Like the Vikings game. Let's see. I don't get the feeling DCs are going to do something to frustrate Dart for stretches. I do think if you look at it from a football perspective, Jackson, and I've said this before, I count this as Jackson Dart rookie season 1B because he didn't learn how to play quarterback last year. He is learning now proper footwork, and I love the fact that when we had Big Sean Salisbury on, Sean Salisbury says, don't fuck with his arm work. Don't fuck with his throwing motion. Don't screw with the way he chucks the ball. Work on the bottom half of the footwork. Create velocity and ferocity using proper footwork and proper technique, and that will help him gain velocity, gain accuracy, and help him throw the deep ball. They're working him under the center a lot. 3-step drops, set up quick, get the ball out, go to another down. That's what I hope they do with Jackson Dart and run the ball. What do we got here? Dart's struggles last year were probably because the starting wide receiver people were getting cut in camp by the first week of August. Now, he struggled last year because of the fact that he didn't know how to read defenses, and he still does, and he has what they refer to as cone vision. You know, it's like in the old Madden games where they had the passing cone. The problem is that Brian Dable never said, listen, Jackson, there's a whole field, but we're going to have you go here, because that's what he did at Ole Miss. Ole Miss was a very simple offense. The best quarterback to come out of Ole Miss or to come out of Lane Kiffin's system before Jackson Dart was Matt Barkley. That should tell you something. All the games that Lane Kiffin has won, all the prolific offenses he's had, Matt Barkley is the best NFL quarterback. I wish I had a flushing toilet sound because that shit should just flush. And the problem is this. Jackson Dart ran in the Kiffin system. The Kiffin system was very simple. Gives his quarterback half the field, gives him a target, and the second option is to bail out and hit the escape hatch. And one of the biggest issues with Jackson Dart coming out of college was people said as soon as the pocket got muddy, he would bail out. He's got to trust his offensive line. I think he can do that if he learns proper technique. You can't really have Slayton as your number one and expect your offense to be put up passing numbers even if you were Mahomes. Why? A lot of times Mahomes was throwing to nobody. Tell me the Tom Brady wide receivers his first 2 championships. One was David Patton. One was Jabbar Gaffney. And people seem to forget this. The Giants were not even in the top 20 as a team in drops last year. They did not have one player in the top 25 of drops last season. So a lot of people have this misconception, provide this misinformation. They didn't have a player in the top 25 players in drops. They weren't in the top 20 in drops. Was there inopportune drops? Yes, but there always is. One drop. Bill Parcells always says this. Bill Parcells used to say this all the time. One play does not lose a game. A lot of times when people lose the last play of the game, they'll say, well, that cost us the game. When John fumbled, that cost us the game. No, Parcells will tell you there were 5 or 6 plays during the game that if you make them, you never get to that point where that fumble happened. Dart was Art Sing. We're not doing Art Stapleton jokes. Haven't seen Tim this up since I started watching. Love it. Tell him, Tim. I'm trying not to be upset. I'm trying. Greg says that's why I don't get Facebook or X or anything like that. It's all doom and gloom. That's why I stay on MySpace. Me and Tom. I think me and Tom are the only 2 people on MySpace. Let's panic. Everyone in our division is having the perfect practices of sarcasm.
Your best. Losers.
My profession. Warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm.
Couldn't find the button.
That's what she said.
We're talking practice. It's gonna be fine. It's just gonna. I mean, they have literally. Okay, they came in Monday of last week. Okay, they took one day off because they had one day off because they had 10 practices in 11 days. So they had that one day off on Sunday. So that's 5. That's 5 total practices. It's Thursday, so they've had 9 total practices, counting today. And today was a walkthrough, and they'll put the pads back on tomorrow. And people are panicking about the offense after 9 practices in August without a preseason game for film and video that they can't see. I don't want to be the voice of reason anymore. I don't want to go back to being the asshole. Guys, just relax. I'm just trying to see. Let's see here. Malik Neighbors did team drills. It was limited speed. He was running in motion catch. I posted a video, Drew, of Malik Neighbors yesterday. You could see Malik Neighbors is not 100%, nor do I think he was going to be 100%. But he was a little slow coming on some of his breaks. Tyler Nubin accidentally thudded Neighbors after a catch on one point. He was fine. A bit surprised. Yeah, well, you know what? You should cut Tyler Nubin right now. Let's just cut Tyler Nubin and call it a fucking day. I'm waiting to get some information. I'm waiting to get some stuff from the press conferences. We'll start getting some videos. I think we're going to get some stuff in a few minutes. So we're just waiting patiently for that. Let's see here, Joe. Joe Ferry says, I can't wait to be so terrible. Colton Hood's nickname will be one after good play. Either they don't know or they don't care what goes on in the Colton Hood. Let's see here. Not familiar with the 2 new guys we brought in. Which 2 new guys? Oh, I don't know anything about them either. So don't worry about it. WK says, Tim, are you planning on watching tonight's game? Yes. I am a glutton for punishment. I will watch tonight's game. I will watch Kenny Pickett versus Carson Beck because that's how much I love football. And the new early access for Madden dropped today. So I gotta admit, I was playing that. I was playing Madden before I came downstairs. Yes, I'm like 12. I still play 1994 Bill Walsh college football on the Sega Genesis. Gary Reasons, equal content creators, Tesla autopilot. Oh, I love when Gary Reasons is on. I love when Gary Reasons is on. First of all, Gary Reasons is like my childhood hero. Because I knew I could never be Lawrence Taylor. I knew I couldn't be Carl Banks. I knew I couldn't be Pepper Johnson. I knew I couldn't be Harry Carson. I knew I couldn't be that guy, but I always thought I could be Gary Reasons. I always thought I loved the way he played. I loved the big shoulder pads. And that's why I said it was the surreal moment when he called me in the car that one day. And I was like, well, shit, I'm talking to fucking Gary Reasons, man. Even my wife was like, you're not impressed by anybody. I'm like, no, I'm not. But I was impressed by Gary Reasons because that's your childhood hero coming to life, coming on your show, the guy that you try to emulate. Kenny Pickett versus Carson Beck. Ouch, yeah. Big Lester says, same here. I don't care who gets focused on the Giants. You're right. Ant says, I'm really just hope Dart has a great year and develops well. I think he will. I think he will develop just fine. I think if you give him an opportunity to do what he needs to do as an NFL quarterback and be taught, you brought in 3 professional coaches. You can agree with Matt Nagy or not, but if you don't, you're a fucking moron. Because Matt Nagy helped the Chiefs, again, win the Super Bowl. You know, yeah, they went 6-11 in 2025. They didn't bring him back because his contract ended, which is fine, which was to our success. In his first season back with the Chiefs, he won the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Yeah, then he was the senior assistant and quarterback coach, and I thought it was funny because he replaced Kafka. This is a guy that has a professional pedigree. This is a guy that won the NFC North. And he did that for the first time, I think, since 2010, and defeated the Packers at one point in time to have his team be 10-4 with Mitchell Trubisky. And he was the first head coach in team history since George Halas to win 10 games, and they finished 12-4. He won playoffs. He made the playoffs twice with Mitchell Trubisky. That's like winning with Colt McCoy. Giants preseason games seem to take terrible and they act good, awesome. They suck. Preseason game, I think on Sunday, I'm going to give away my preseason tickets. I am going to give away 2 tickets to the Vikings game and a parking pass. We're going to give that away. I think we're going to do it Sunday. So of course you have now there. You can't sell the tickets because there's no monetary value of these tickets. But I'm going to give away my 2 preseason tickets and the parking pass on Sunday, this Sunday, when we have on Gary Reasons. We're going to give those tickets away. And you can come and hang out with me if you want. I'm going to be in the parking lot. But these aren't great seats. I own seats different places. These are good seats. They are in the upper deck, but they're in the very first row. And it's actually a great, and I like them because positionally you can see the entire field. You can see everything. They're really good. They're really, like I said, for what they are, they're really good seats. And I will give away the parking pass as well. So we're going to do that Sunday. That's going to be, like I said, we're going to have former 2-time Super Bowl champion Gary Reasons back on for the 3rd appearance. I always laugh because I was texting Gary Myers today, who's been on the show twice. And I told him, I said, you always have an open invitation. And he's like, oh, I'd love to come back on. I always want to text back, why? So, we're doomed. Let's face it. Goodbye. Cruel world. It's over. Soaring wings. What's up? Soaring wings. Fly, eagles, fly right into the trash can. What's up, brother? I don't know who you're referring to. Brandon, baby, what's up? What's up, Tim? What's up, people? Their nonsense kind of does entertain me as well. It gives me fuel for my fire. It keeps me motivated to do this show. And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you need motivation to do the same content over and over again. And sometimes you need that motivation. And then sometimes you also want to do something different. So you know what? Coming next week, Bats, Balls, and Bad Decisions. Talking all sports with me. You're going to find it every place podcasts can be found. Again, it's going to be Bats, Balls, and Bad Decisions. Only going to be found on podcast format. You've been calling out her phoniness all this time. I have, because I'm tired of people. I'm tired of people, you know, and I love it because she lost her job. This is fangirl, whatever it is. She lost her job. And I guess she got a severance. So she decided, well, I'm going to be a giant content creator. Must be nice. Most people lose their job. They have to go back and get a fucking another one. Must be nice. I'm going to be a giant content creator. Great. What do you know about the Giants? Well, nothing. Me, I got to work at it. We're going to go with the Super Chat because all Super Chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital, watching a Giants game while hanging out with Tim, talking football. Now, that's my bucket list. I appreciate that, Mr. Warfield, but you got to get a better bucket list. You got to get a better bucket list. But I will say this. I'm going to get to the parking lot early. And Cameron, if you're there, Mr. Warfield, Cameron Warfield, if you're there, come see me, man. Come hang out with me, brother. I'm going to get to the game early. And I'm going to park my ass under the F8 sign like I always do. You literally can't miss me. I'm always there. I'm always in the exact same spot. And I get pissed if someone parks in my spot. I actually asked someone once to move out of my spot. And I get there early. I'll get there for like a 1 o'clock game. I'll get there like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I thought, literally, I would get there late. And I asked the guy, I said, listen, I always park here. I said, I've parked here forever. Could you please move your car? And he looked at me like I was crazy. And then I told him, if you don't move your car, we are going to lose. And I don't want to say anything, but we lost. But I am going to have an open invitation to anyone out there. I'm going to have a couple chairs. I'm going to have a cooler of beer. Come find me. Come sit down. Let's have a beer. Come sit down. And there's so many people that are like, I can never find you. I'm going to be in the same, because a lot of time I walk around. A lot of times people will be like, hey, can you stop at our tailgate? I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. I don't mind. Because it's free. It's free food. And I don't like tailgating. I love tailgating, but I always love it. But you hate people. Yes, but I love gatherings. But I'm going to sit there with the beautiful Mrs. Online Big Blue. Maybe I'll set up the camera and the mic, and I want everyone to come say hi. And like I said, we are going to, Mr. Warfield, are you going to the game? Are you going to the game? Let me know. Let me know if you're going to the game. Or do you need tickets to the game? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Let's see here. Mr. Burrs. Tim, I always thought I could be a Brian Kelly, I love Brian Kelly and Bradley Van Pelt. Both in you can't see it because the lights are glaring, but I got the Crunch Bunch picture, the Crunch Bunch picture right there. Mr. Warfield, I really do appreciate that. That actually made my day. And also, anytime you get a super chat, we donate it to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia because that's just what we do. Because I'm stupid. I should keep my money, but I don't. Let's see. Joe Ferry says, why is your hair so dark in the photo, Tim? Is it before you drafted Daniel Jones? Because they do this thing. I don't create anything. They do this, and my eyes aren't blue in the photograph either. That's not the final cover. That was their concept cover. I love it when you work with podcasting companies that do podcasting. They do podcasting it's like the Bleav network, You work with a podcasting network and they do everything for you. You just have to be the talent, which I like. I like that. And I loved it though, because I saw the picture and I said the same thing. I said, well, I have grayer hair. And he goes, and Bleav was like, yeah, we know, but this is a podcast. They're like, you have such a young voice. I said, but that's lying. I said, I said, if that's the case, you left all the fucking wrinkles. The fuck? And I said, my eyes aren't brown. My eyes are blue. Can't really tell with this camera, but I have, at times even my wife gets freaky. She's like, you have vampire eyes. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? So there's another one. There's another one. I just haven't shown it yet. Whatever happened to McLovin? I don't know what happened to McLovin. I don't know where he went. I texted him on his birthday. He never texted me back.
I am McLovin.
See, that's what a nice guy I am. He tries to roll me under the bus for something I never did. disappears, and I still text him on his birthday. The fuck is wrong with me? Oh, I won't be able to go. I'll most likely be at the Titans game, though. I usually visit home in New York around the time I am. Oh, you're in North Carolina. I have family in North Carolina. Mr. Warfield, here you go. You know what I'm going to what day is the Titans? What is the Titans game? Make sure you're hitting the like. Make sure you're hitting the like button. What is the Titans game? What day is that? That is September 27th. I'm going to that game. If you are in town, and you can email me at tim@online September 27th. If you are in town, you can email me at tim@onlinebigblue.com. That's tim@onlinebigblue.com. If you are in town, I will take you to the game. You and I will go to the game together. And a couple other people, but you can come with us. Just email me, tim@onlinebigblue.com. And I will, we actually, Irish Rover, who Irish Rover, who I haven't seen in a long time. I actually met him for the first time, and I actually took him to I think I took him to his very first Giant game. And we sat in the coaches club. And then we have Big L, or LJ. Here we go. We also have LJ. LJ is a gentleman in the blue sweater next to El Gigante, next to Dom. LJ, it was his first, not only his first Giant game, but his first NFL game, and he got to watch it from the sidelines. So I thought that was pretty cool. But if you're in town and you're up for it, just email me and you can come with us. Free. Now listen, I'm not paying for your airfare. I'm not paying for the airfare. You got to show up to the stadium. F8. All right, I got to get back to the chat here. Big Blue Nation, smash that like button on the way in. Yes, please do that. Fly, Eagles, fly right into the trash can. Mr. Finesse, what's up, brother? Cut Newbin anyways. Yeah, but salute, Tim. Listen, if you fly into Malik Neighbors, who's coming off an injury, even by accident, your ass needs to be cut. I don't care. I don't care. You need to be cut immediately. Make sure you hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit notifications for all, do all that stuff. Hell, listen, we've already done ZipRecruiter and the mighty FanDuel. So I'm very excited about it. Very excited about preseason. I'm going to the game with Mr. Warfield now. I'm very excited. I got a lot of stuff going on. Ladies and gentlemen, the only person I trust talking about the Giants is Tim. What's up, brother? How you doing, my brother, again? Let's see here. Big James says, Gary Reasons is a good guest. You have to live stream. Very smart guy, to say the least. Look forward to upcoming. I am ecstatic for Gary Reasons coming on. Let's see here. Slower Eagle says, why do they even play the Hall of Fame game? The players are third stringers. They always look awful. Well, the Hall of Fame turf in Canton, Ohio is not great. It is not great at all. And so, I mean, you have a lot of players. It's almost like when they played in Brazil. So, the disappearance is considered suspicious by local New York authorities. Oh, my God. Ryan. I literally sent him a text message on his birthday. Because I'm a moron. Tim is mean. Being nice is a nice way to put it. Spice Basher says the first team always going against the second team during practices, facing specific defensive looks, and Harbaugh didn't go through things to devolve into O-line versus D-line. You know what's funny? Did you hear? No, I did not hear Spy Mice was making a comeback. I did hear in camp that a lot of time they had been doing it, that they had the ones versus the ones. But to your point, Spy Smasher, I was reading from a lot of people from camp that they were mixing it up. They were mixing up the ones and the twos. So they just didn't have the guys going up against each other, the ones just going up the ones. And I think that's a very astute thing to do with Harbaugh, because sometimes you want to build confidence and sometimes you just want to see what you have on your second level. Let's see here. So we signed fullback Grant Finley. Why would and Tyler and wait? Who the fuck is fullback Grant Finley? Finley measures 6'4", 281 pounds from Missouri Western Pro Day. He worked out for both defensive tackle and football. He ran a 4.88 40 and has a 32.5 vertical inch leap and a 9.5 feet broad jump. Wow, he's an athlete. Giants signed Moore as an undrafted free agent right before the start of training camp last week. Well, okay. That's when we got him. That's interesting. He started 11 games. Let's see here. Finley, 4 seasons, played primarily as a defensive line, sometimes a fullbacks. He was named third team All MIAA 2024, starting 11 games, totaling 29 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, and a team high 5 sacks to go with 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery and 1 pass breakup. He followed that with the next season with 21 combined tackles, 9 solos, 6 tackles for loss, 30 for 33 yards, 2 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, and a pass breakup. Earned him second all-team MIAA honors. You know, I got to find out who's in the MIAA. I got to find out what teams were in the MIAA. Hold on, because we have to. I have to know this. Oh wow, it comes right up. Comes right up. No, I don't want standings. I want MIA conference football. Here we go. Football standings from the MIA. Okay, you have Central Missouri, Central Oklahoma, Emporia State, Fort Hays State, Missouri Southern, Missouri Western, Nebraska Kearney, Northwest Missouri, Pittsburgh State, and Washburn. Stand back. Sister Mary of the Poor cannot be far off that schedule. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Told you I just feel like being a dick today. Okay, we have 32 likes. We have 33 likes. Let's get up to 50 likes today before we leave. Hey, Tim, did you hear MySpace is making a comeback? That's what she said.
That's what she said.
No, I did not hear MySpace was making a comeback. Let's see here. They were teaching Dart what to look for and how to deal with it. Listen, Dart's going to be fine. Dart's going to be fine. It's going to be good. Don't worry, guys. I know Spy Smasher isn't worried because he gets it. He gets it. Why does she get it? Why doesn't she get it? Billy Idol gets it. It's going to be fine. People just need to just take a moment, take a breath, and understand. It's been 9 fucking practices. You haven't even had a scrimmage against another team. You haven't had the preseason yet. Okay. Are we out here? James Stein says, I'm not flipping out because I know this team is work in progress. That's the difference between me and the nutty fans who are flipping. Yes, I still think this is a 7-win team. What's up, Giants of? Mr. Finesse says, Gary Reasons on the fake punt was fire. Yeah, it was. It was. We actually, when he was on the last time, he actually broke down the entire fake punt play. I got so many things I want to talk to Gary Reasons about. He's one of those guests you have to have on more than once. And I'm glad that he's coming back on Sunday. So for those that have missed it, this Sunday, the Sunday stream will start at 10:30. We are going to have 2-time Pro Bowl champion Gary Reasons back in the show, back in the fold, back in the saddle again. And then we're going to have Matt Collar of the Purple Insider on Monday, formerly of ESPN Radio. He covers the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to come in about 1:30 on Monday, and we're going to talk all about the Minnesota Vikings and everything that we need to look for against the New York Giants. And I got some fucking JJ McCarthy questions. I got some questions about JJ. What's up, Giants up? Spy Smash says, I still got a golden axe too if you want to play. Oh, I got so many. I have stacks of old video games because I never throw anything out. When you're a kid, when you were young, and I've noticed this as an adult, when you're a child and you didn't have a lot of things, and there were a lot of things that you wanted to have, you all of a sudden, as you get older and have money, you buy these things. So I have like literally, I have almost every video game system going back even before the Sega Genesis, and I have like so much. Like I said, I played Bill Walsh Football 94 the other day. Playing Road Rash 2 the other day. Greg says, anyone remember the long-ass Tecmo Bowl quarterback dropping and throwing the sugar bomb? Hell yeah, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson, baby. I was just playing that the other day, too. Spice Basher says, Walter, it's Kerry Collins. Kerry Collins burned down the school that killed John Travolta. Oh, Kerry. I get it. John Travolta. Oh, wait a minute. Sometimes forget to say it. Joe Ferry says, yeah, sure, Tim. Brandon London, New York Giants fangirl, McLovin, Art Stapleton, Pat Leonard, all these people you have roasted, know where to find you. I never hide. That's what I love. I never hide. That's like when somebody was telling me, remember you when you went up to Leonard Williams and told him about King of the Almost Sack? I'm like, yeah. You know what's funny? And Leonard knew it. And I didn't need to explain to Leonard Williams that it was never about him. He thought it was funny. So I don't care. That's what I love about being me. I don't care. I would talk to Brandon London. I would talk to Fangirl. I would talk to McLovin. I would talk to Art Stapleton. I'm not talking to Pat Leonard because he's a dick. Because we've invited him on the show and he doesn't come on. And I don't remember if we actually did invite him on the show. And if we didn't invite the show, I apologize for calling him a dick. But I think we invited him on. And I don't know where Joe Spano is because he would tell me. So Pat Leonard could be a dick. I don't know right now. But I'm going to go with he's a dick. Or if he's not, I'm sorry. Sliders says Crunch Bunch should have been cereal. That would have been good one. That would have been a good one. Let's see here. All of you, what the fuck is that? Joe Ferry says you have to ask Tim. McLovin said he was going to release some evidence on Tim and then disappeared. That's what happens that's what happens. That's what happens in the mob, baby. I'm from Jersey. That's what happens. From Trenton. Okay, that's what happens. My neighborhood was so bad. I always tell the joke. A couple of years back, James Williams and I were talking to these guys in the Parkland. They were from Newark. They're from the Ironbound section of Newark. And I told them where I lived in Trenton and what year. And they were like, damn. It's like, yeah, I was the only white guy in Trenton. Anytime there was a crime, it was usually against the only white guy. It was me. It's gonna be me. Everything I do never seems enough for you. 49ers game. You're going to be at the 49ers game? Come on down. I'm going to meet everyone this year. I want to meet everyone this year. I really do. I'm excited. Coming home in a couple days. You're mad going from Georgia to California? Not mad, just to being back home. Let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go there either. Let's see here. What else do we got here? Joe Ferry's. What does this say? Are we beating the Lions on Monday Night Football? No. Sorry, no. Unless the Lions have a complete collapse, no, we're not as good as the Lions. Let's see here. James Stein says, I love the Giants. I've been a fan since 1983. My favorite player on 56, Lawrence Taylor, 89, Mark Bavaro, 98, 96, 91 champion. Well, technically 90 champion. They played in 91, though. 2011 Super Bowl to Eli Manning. All those guys balled out. Super Bowl champions every time. WK says, Tim, do you think Beck is going to make it in the NFL? I don't know. I saw some highlights from Carson Beck in training camp. And I was like, oh dear Lord. But again, it's training camp. So I'm not going to Jackson Dart and hit the escape hatch. Hey-oh. We're at 38 likes. We need to be at 45 likes. I don't know why. It just sounds good. Sliders says, hope to move to Georgia by December or something. We'll see. Better the living there than in California. Yeah, you're damn right. We almost moved to Woodstock, Georgia. What's up, Blackbird, my brother? How you doing, my friend? Joe Ferry says, it's been too long, too many fucking tourists and idiots. I want to talk Giants, not about too many fucking tourists and idiots. Altered Beast, that was a good game on the Genesis. Tim, moving to Florida part-time or full-time? Full-time. Let's see here. It is us versus them. Who you think is going to win a song? I don't know right now. Slider says to cheat on. Oh my God, I want to talk Bayern. Keyshawn the Bruce says I don't get everything right now, but I was right about Bo Nix. I think I'm right about Ruben Bain. You know what? It was funny. I talked about Ruben Bain Jr. yesterday because I got a lot of friends in Miami still, and they kept telling me, don't sleep on this kid. This kid could be, and they kept telling me this kid could be the defensive rookie of the year. Don't sleep on this kid. And you were right. You know what, Keyshawn Bruce, I give you 100% credit. You were right on Bo Nix. But I'm still curious if how much system-oriented Bo Nix is with Sean Payton. I'm just curious. Ruben Baines is the only one of my favorite. You know what? I'm not worried about it. I actually think it is. Let's see, Mafia. Tim knows where Jimmy Hoffa's at. Yeah, listen, I ain't telling you shit. All right? Jews can put the screws on me. I ain't telling you shit. That's kind of my Italian Tony Montana. Name 3 players that have not been. Name 3 players that have yet not been. Yet not been what? I'm still waiting for to get some video out here, guys. I love they're still talking about the fact that Tyler Newman got too close for comfort on a swing past neighbors. Everyone was fine, but probably going to want to pull a step sooner so you're not hitting the franchise quarterback in a walkthrough. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to throw this out here. Yeah, that's probably not the best idea, and that's probably not the best thing to do. Okay, John Harbaugh just came out and says Drew Collins has a mild knee sprain. He is sidelined for a little bit. That's probably okay. Well, okay. Drew Phillips watched practice with a wrap around his right knee after injury in the practice. Brian Burns also missed it. It's again. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. It's just I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm very excited. I got football tonight. I got Madden. I got the update now for College Football 27, the title update. There's a lot going. I got a lot going on today. I'm trying to see. That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, don't mind me. I'm just scrolling through some stuff, looking for some shit here. I'm still trying to find if we got any word from the from any of the press conferences yet. The press conferences started, I think, at 4:15. I thought they were started at 3:15. I'm not sure. But I went and see what information we get. I went to the Giants-49 game in California 2 years ago, $60 for 2 hamburgers. That seems about right. Keyshawn DeBrew says Pat Leonard is one of my favorite people. Hate him because he talks the honest truth about the Giants and he questions what most media personalities won't. What about me? Am I not a media personality? Am I not a media personality? Pat Leonard is not. I don't know if listen. We don't have Joe Spano on, and I don't have Zach Attack. So I don't know who I don't like. It's kind of annoying. I should have an enemies list, but I wouldn't remember it. So I'm a little perturbed that I have no idea who I don't like. I'm trying to see if we can get some more information. We got the Drew Phillips mild knee sprain, so that's already taken care of. Everything I do. What is this now? This is from the idiot Craig Carton. And I don't like Craig Carton because Cartman, or whatever the fuck his name is, because I do think he's an idiot.
You either want a guy who's known for tough practices, for taking the preseason seriously, quite famously. I think he went 20 some odd consecutive preseason games without a loss, he takes it seriously. Now, that's not for everybody, obviously. You're not going to expose your quarterback to being potentially hurt in a preseason game the way Rex Ryan did with Mark Sanchez when Geno Smith first came here, and we think effectively ruined the Jet season that year. But he's going to take the preseason seriously. And that's what you signed up for.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's one of the things when we talk to Giant fans on this show that you guys, you included, loved about Harbaugh coming here is that there's an adult in the room now. Is that fair?
More than fair. Accurate.
Right.
Completely accurate.
Yeah.
I'm looking
so I don't care what Eli Manning and Tom Coughlin did. It's irrelevant.
And I don't know what he's talking about. Is he talking about the idea that he penalized them and then, held him accountable for throwing the ball at a defender and gave him a taunting penalty and sent him back 15 yards and talked about how that's unacceptable? Of course it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Can't score a touchdown and then...
I agree with that. I actually agree with. Tim's high school football team was so badass when they sacked the quarterback, they went after his family.
What's your assignment? Kill the quarterback. Hit the tight end so hard his girlfriend dies. Kill everybody.
Sorry about that. Allergies are killing me today. I like Pat Leonard too, by the way. Just a hybrid troll reporter. Love his stuff. Keyshawn the Bruce says most people who tell the truth are hated. Well, I must be really hated. WK says everyone who has agreed that Sonic was the best game. Yes, I do agree that was the best game. Tim is so old.
How old is he?
His high school football mascot was an actual dinosaur. No, I'm not. I'm so old that Moses was my center. I'm so old. No. Just hit the like button. Yeah, 30. Can we just hit the fucking like? Castlevania is a good one too. Sorry about the typo. Give me 3 players not yet established that will make big impacts if they come through. Oh, that's a good question. I'm not used to giant questions. Sometimes I'm not used to giant questions on this channel. Listen, I think. And I'm not going to take, it's not a cop-out. It's going to be Colton Hood, it's going to be Malachi Fields, and it's going to be Cam Scatterbo. All those 3 guys. Cam Scatterbo is going to have to be running back 1B or 1A, especially unless we figure out a way to get someone else in here. And I don't know if he's healthy. I don't know. I'm not going to know anything until training camp is over, until we get into preseason. But he's going to do that. Malachi Fields is going to need to be an end zone presence. He's not going to be a Plexico Burst. I hate the comparisons to Plexico Burst because they're 2 totally different players, but he's going to have to be an end zone presence. He's going to have to be a big catch guy. He's going to have to make a difference on that side, on that side of the field. And Colton Hood, I have this Colton Hood to me is something that it's just, he's going to have to be the guy. I think he's going to be the CB2. I mean, I think he could be the CB1. He's not going to be CB4 because he doesn't have sweat from his balls. Because he's straight out of low cash. Blank named Gusto. Fuck your wife because she is a big hoe. Fuck your sister. Fuck your cat. I would fuck their mom, but the bitch is too fat. I'm sorry. Is that Mr. Glenn? Mr. Glenn, where you been, brother? It was so funny. We were just talking about you the other day. And thank you for the super sticker, all super stickers, and all super chats. Go to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So we appreciate that. Where you been, brother? I also like Wacky D in Sunshine because I can really dance. I can do the Wacky D dance. If you come to the game on Saturday, the 15th at 1 p.m., and you donated $100 to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, I will do the Wacky D and Sunshine dance. Just saying. Just saying. But Mike Glenn, my wife and I were actually just talking about you because we were talking about the fact that people that I've met, on the show, not in person yet, because I met a lot of people in person, but just people that have been around forever and just such great people and just great, great people and personalities. And it was funny though, because we were talking about you because we haven't seen you in a while. So let's see here. I'm doing well. And you, my brother, the Commander's Diggs is a surprise. The team touched him. With all
That's
the
what
stuff
she said.
With all that stuff that's going on in the field. Yeah, I agree with her. Massey B says, more pre-recorded shows, Tim. Your quarterback rank video yesterday was so good. Nobody watches my pre-records anymore. I would love to do pre-records, but I don't get any views. I got like 600 views. I do a live stream, I get thousands. If people would watch them again, I would do them. I don't create content for people not to watch it. What I got to do is I'm going to have a pre-record every Saturday. The last couple Saturdays we've had pre-records. They've done very well. And I actually really did enjoy doing the Jackson Dart video in regards to how he is somewhat now underrated by the NFL. And I love it because it's like, well, it's former coaches and NFL executives gave us this opinion. Well, technically I was a former coach. Technically. So it doesn't mean anything to me. And it's just, you're basing the Jackson Dart minutia off what you don't know because he's still an unknown. But there's no way in hell if you go through that freaking list, that Jackson Dart should be where he is on that list. And you know what? And I give people like Aaron Rodgers all the credit in the world because Aaron Rodgers has been around for 497 years. But if you want to talk about a greater unknown, I think Aaron Rodgers is a greater unknown at times than Jackson Dart because you have no clue if Aaron Rodgers is even going to stay fucking healthy. And I don't have the list. I cleared out my file. I cleared out my cache yesterday. And I don't have the list anymore because I would love to put the list up. Where'd it go? Wow, I cleaned out I cleared out my desktop. I'm pretty good. I just can't make the fucking soundboard work. But I'm pretty good there. But that list was so stupid. It was, hold on. You know what? Let me go. Let me get the list. What was that? That was the Athletic NFL QB list. Let's get that list because that list, they have Patrick Mahomes number 1 on that list. So there must be a lot of people.
Gentlemen, which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
That are smoking crack, that are passing the Deutsche from the left-hand side because there is no way in hell you can have that motherfucker on that list as number 1 quarterback. I found it. Here we go. We've gone through this already. There's no way you have Patrick Mahomes number 1 there's no way you have Patrick Mahomes on this list above Stafford, Burrows, Lamar Jackson. And even Dak Prescott. I can't give you Justin Herbert. That's when, if you have Justin Herbert 6th on this list, you know you're smoking crack. Dak Prescott should be over Justin Herbert. Drake May should not be above Jared Goff or Jordan Love. Brock Purdy is tied with Caleb Williams. There is some serious crack going on in this room with whoever picked this list. This is almost like letting the fans at time pick who should be in the Pro Bowl. But you have Brock Purdy tied with Caleb Williams. When Caleb Williams had a season where he was the captain comeback kid and Brock Purdy, I don't even think played 11 games. And you have Sam Darnold at 14 of Baker Mayfield. I can see that. But you have Bo Nix 1 slot over Aaron Rodgers. And then you have CJ Stroud and Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones lost everything as soon as Jonathan Taylor stopped rushing for 100 yards. And somehow you have Bryce Young above Kyler Murray and Jackson Dart. Bryce Young took a team that had a losing record and did not have a great season. He should be like 25. I'm not saying Jackson Dart should be like 15 or 16, but Jackson Dart, in my humble opinion, just based on talent alone and the unknown of what he can be, should be over Bryce Young, should be over Daniel Jones, should be over Aaron Rodgers. So that means, I said Bryce Jones, Kyler Murray. So he should be 3 spots up. So he should be around the 21st spot. You have Jackson Dart at 2021. That makes more sense to me. But if you can sit there and tell me that Drake May, after one season, is better than Jared Goff, who has been doing it consistently for years, is better than Jordan Love, is better than Caleb Williams? Jaden Daniels should be like 20-something on this list because he went from a 12-4 record to falling completely apart and getting hurt. How the hell is he 13th on the list? We have no idea what year 3 of him is going to be. And to me, Trevor Lawrence, who has the prettiest deep ball that I have ever seen in the NFL, shouldn't be 16th. Should be maybe 19th. I don't know. I know these lists are subjective. I know. I get it. I know. But it's just aggravating. This is a pre-record. Didn't you know that? Skate or Die, good one. Crazy Cab, Double Drivel, Blades of Steel, all good ones. Joe Ferry says, it's like when you think you are buying a fresh bagel and you get a day-old bagel. I don't care. It's a fucking bagel. I love bagels. I go to New York sometimes just to get a bagel. I go to Empire Bagel just to get a bagel. Let's see here. Don't care about the dig. I don't care about the dig sign either. Spy Special says, I hate Pat Leonard because he looks like he's Colonel Green from Star Trek's TSO episode Savage Curtain. I don't watch Star Trek, but I'm going to have to now because I have no idea who that is, and I usually know where things are. Everything I do never seems enough for you. Hit the like button. Are we at 45 likes at least? Oh, we're at 50 likes. All right. Wow. Okay. I'm going to shut the fuck up then. Don't we wish that way? Soren Wing says, Commanders could sign Jamar Chase. For all I care, it won't matter. They still at least are the last place team. Soren Wings, how Soren Wings, are you working? Are you at work? Can you come on a second? Because I got a question. I got an Eagle question. I don't know if you can come on, but I got an Eagle question. I'm going to post a link in the chat. And even if you are at work, come on your phone. Fucking cares. Let's see here. Pat Leonard looks like a sleazy plumber in a daytime soap opera that has Robin all the main characters. That's just fucked up. Let's see here. Madden is trash. It's been trash for a long time. EA Sports production has fallen off. That's why we're still playing this. And I'm still playing the regular 2K football. It actually looks Madden. I played one game already. And if you want my opinion about Madden this year, I think college football is better. It's been better the last couple of years, but in the one game I played, I enjoyed it. I actually had a fun time playing it. I actually, and it's actually it's very visually appealing this year. And for us old people that can't see, it's very colorful. Slider, my guy, what's happening, brother? Keyshawn the Bruce says, Tim and Pat Leonard are the only two that have been at least 80% right about the organization on all the content creators. That's why they receive so much hate. So then I like Pat Leonard. I don't remember half the time if I like people or I don't like people. Speaking of trash, ratings on Madden McFadden got a higher rating, and I sent a text message to Tim. That's bullshit and hilarious. Craig Carton's image spending better part of your day listening to an ex-con talk about sports. Maybe no, I don't show text messages, so I get in trouble for that. They gave Josh Wound a ass 99 rating. I don't care about the ratings because listen, I've seen the ratings before. I've told you guys I was a Madden. I was a Madden tester for years. So I gotta get Soren Eagle on. Hello, Soren? Oh, you're at home.
I'm on vacation, but I can hop
on
real quick. I just made dinner.
Where are you on vacation at?
Go. Hey, I got somebody I want you to meet. Come here. I got my old man with me today.
How you doing?
The Giant fan.
Yeah, this is Tim. He's my favorite Giants YouTuber.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
Hey, listen,
I'm a Giants fan back to the 1970s.
I actually 76, but I got a question for you. I mean, I love your son, but how did you fuck up so bad that he's an Eagle fan?
He's always had to be different. I'm a Giants fan. I was watching the Giants-Eagles game, the Miracle in the Meadowlands Part two happened, and he said, "I want to root for that team." As the Eagles came back and broke my Giants' heart on that very fateful day.
Yes, I remember.
He thought it was pretty cool to see Deshaun Jackson in the comeback.
Yeah, no, never again. I have him on because I need a good laugh half the time. I was just wondering how the apple fell so far from the tree that he's.
Yeah, it kind of did, but he does actually follow a lot of Giants content and keeps up on the Giants as well. So,
he's always on this show.
He is an Eagles fan.
He's always on this show, and he's always welcome on this show. And I told him, I said, I wanted to meet you because, because of the fact that I just had to ask that question. What the fuck happened there? What? I mean, just what?
Yeah, he was a little kid, and I was watching the Giants roll the Eagles, and the comeback started, and he's wandering through the living room. He says, "Hey, I want to start rooting for that team. They look pretty cool."
I would be like,
and I'm yelling at and I'm yelling to the punter, "Do not punt it to Deshaun Jackson. Do not punt it to Deshaun Jackson. Punt it out of bounds." And the rest is history.
I remember being there saying, "Do not kick it to the middle of the field. Do not kick it to the middle of the field. Corner it out of the end." No. And I remember the ball dropping off his foot and it going up. Like, oh shit, he kicked it to the middle of the field. Yeah. And then Deshaun drops it, runs backwards for a half hour, and then decides, "Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way." Does a road runner and go. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, it was pretty painful to reminisce about that one, but that's when he became an Eagles fan. Actually,
well, we have two generations here: an intelligent generation and one that I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything, but But Trent, I do have a question for you because I'm gonna check out of here in 7 minutes. Do you have any concerns now that both of your starting wide receivers are out with hamstring injuries?
I'm actually more concerned about the fact Lane Johnson's missed the last 4 practices with a personal issue. I hope he's not contemplating retirement.
Or he could just have a personal issue.
I'm not sure, because I haven't heard anything other than he's been excused. That's it. So, but I am a little concerned about Lemon because this is his second hamstring injury since spring practices.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to ask because he's had this injury now since spring. So I mean, and since you get rid of AJ Brown, and Lemon was one of the reasons why they moved off AJ because they felt that he could help replace the production. But if you can't get him on the field, it's good for the Giants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dad's hoping Lane retires. He said if Lane retires and you still have Tyler Steen at right guard, the Giants have a chance.
We do. We do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually gonna call Lane Johnson up right now and tell him he should retire. Because I got that kind of clout. So I'm gonna make that call right now. And tell them, you know what, your kids miss you. They want to become Dallas Cowboy fans.
No. That's worse than being an Eagle fan.
Exactly. Well, I see you two are enjoying your vacation. I'm going to let you two jump off. I just want to talk to Trent in a second. Sir, it was nice to meet you. Hopefully one day we'll see you at a Giant Eagle game.
Nice to meet you as well.
We're always there. And just, you know what, I was thinking about it, but I'm not going to. I was going to call child services because evidently something was very wrong with Trenton's childhood. But he's an adult now, so I can't do that because, like I said, my father would have killed me if I said to him, "You know what? I think I want to root for the Washington Redskins." I would be living in a tent somewhere.
My old man told me I could root for whoever I wanted other than Dallas.
And
Right,
I do have another son who is a Giants fan and a third son who started as a Giants fan, and he left the Giants when they benched Eli for Geno Smith. But then he became a Niners fan. But
Niners fan. Boy, that's even further out.
At the time, the Niners were the farm. At the time, he didn't want to be a bandwagon jumper, and he said the Niners at the time were like the worst team in the league. So he jumped on the worst team in the league, and they've had some pretty good success, although no Super Bowls since he switched teams. But we still have one son that's a Giants fan.
All right, so you got that right. So I do appreciate it. But guys, I'm gonna let you drop off. Appreciate it both coming on. Enjoy the rest of your vacation, Trent.
Great to see you, Tim. God bless you, Tim.
Don't forget, Gary Reasons is going to be on Sunday. Gary Reasons is going to be
Love
here
Gary
live.
Reasons.
Sunday from 10. He's going to come on Sunday. The show 10:30. He's been on twice already. Make sure you tell Trenton to hook you up here so you can. And Gary Reasons loves to talk. Trenton will tell you. Last time Gary Reasons was on.
Oh, I love Gary Reasons.
He talked for like 3.5 hours. So that's what
Great giant.
All right, see you, brother.
All right, my friend. Go fly, Eagles fly right into the fucking garbage can. Oh, he's too old to call child services. I was told not to fan compared Fields to Burrows because it's idiotic. Dude was like, he hasn't stepped on the field. To chill out. Yeah, he's not. I can catch you. I can never catch you live. I watched them later between work and vacation. I understand that, bro. We were just wondering where you were. And yes, I'm going to try to do more pre-records. We will have another pre-record on Sunday. Let's see. Joe Ferry says, if people aren't watching the pre-record shows, it means they only watch to interact with you. That actually makes sense. What the fuck you doing making sense? That actually makes sense. I'm trying to find if we have some information from the press conferences here. So I'm still waiting to see. We have to have some. Boy, this Tyler Nubin thing, people are like getting crazy with Tyler Nubin about him accidentally running into the guy. It was an accident. Leave the fucking kid alone. It was an accident. Listen, I'm not a Tyler Nubin fan, but I'm not gonna bash the kid because he accidentally ran into the guy. I'm not gonna bash him for that. That's fine. Everything I do never seems enough for you. I don't know why I have that song stuck in my head now. It's gonna be me. I'm trying to see if I can't find. I'm not seeing any videos coming up yet. So
Put a lot of snaps on him, and
that was Jackson Dart, Jackson Dart had a heck of an impressive practice. So Jackson Dart's going to be fine. Everyone who is concerned about Jackson Dart, please just take a step back, have a beer. It don't cost nothing. The dude's going to be fine. Okay? That's all I'm going to tell you. He's going to be fine. And I don't want people to like be this thing where it's like, we are going to have this rallying cry against Matt Nagy before the Giants. Boy, they're not posting any videos today before the Giants have done anything. Greg says, I always try to comment on your pre-records. It does help, Greg. And I love a lot of the comments I do get on the pre-records. I switched over to Cop Bizzle during the That's fucked up. There's no way Drake May is better than Baker Mayfield. I agree 100%. Slider says Tim isn't really here. It's just his body double. It's AI. Spy Smasher says disown him. I've said it. Like I said, I could call child services. Greg says Dad was like, fuck no, not the Eagles, son. Damn, anything but the Eagles. My wife can cheat on me. My dog can die, but that's okay. Not the Eagles. Cut him out of the will. Doesn't this other son know he can't stand the 49ers either? I don't agree. Mike Glenn says, what's the chances of being a top 5 defense? 0. Oh, was I supposed to have a sort of dramatic pause there for a minute? 0. I think the Giants will be a top 15. This is what I think. I think the Giants will be a top 15 defense. I think the pass rush is not going to be as vaunted as people think because speed can be easily negated more so than pure strength and brute force. You can negate speed. You could push speed to the ground. You could take speed wide. You cut speed to the inside. Speed can over pursue. And when 2 of your top defenders in Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter rely solely on speed as their pass rushing moves, you're going to have times and multitudes of occasions where you're going to over pursue and you're going to take yourself out of the play. It's going to have to be playing in discipline, and your linebacking core is still suspect outside of 2 guys. outside of DJ Reader, I'm not 100% sold on the two people you were going to say are defensive ends. And teams are going to test the secondary early and often, and they're also going to try to run on the Giants as much as possible. So, like I said, but I do think you can have, and it's the first year, and I think you can have a top 15 defense. But Denard Wilson is going to have to pull magic in regards to fixing a lot of the issues that they have in the secondary. Still no plays. Still nothing coming out here from camp, but that's all right. Good show. Thank you, WK. Appreciate it. Vinny G, what's up, brother? James Stein says, I hate the Eagles and the Cowboys will equal measured. I don't hate anybody. I love everyone. Tim, I do. Do I get extra credit? Of course you always get extra credit. It's pure speed, rush to the ground. I have an example. ACL on his ass, on an O-line, run back attack, and knocked him on his ass. Yeah. Just, it's Spice Bashers said it right. Just stop the damn run. That's all you need to do. Stop the damn run. You stop the damn run, we're fine. 54 likes. That's good, guys. Good job. Good job. All right. I gotta go cook dinner. I do. I don't want to cook dinner.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
Should we stream on Friday? I think Friday's tomorrow, right? It's tomorrow, Friday. I have to go work on some stuff, but I think, I don't know, maybe we'll stream on Friday. Maybe we'll stream Friday early. What do people like? Early stream or late stream? What do we like here? What do we want to do? I'm thinking we're going to stream chicken parm, mashed potatoes. Oh, that's actually sounds pretty good. Maybe we can help Carter play better, or at least chicken parm later show. Bye, Tim. Does anyone want to tell me what time they want me to stream tomorrow? Early. WK says early. What about noon? How about noon? Isn't today? Oh, no, today's not. I was about to say, is it 12 o'clock now? Both. I listen at work. Okay. All right. Vinny G's doing both. So we're not streaming Saturday. We'll have the pre-record on Saturday. And then we will stream, I'm thinking, Sunday we always stream at 10. And Gary Reasons will be on at 10:30. So, yeah, that's going to be... All right, we'll do an early stream tomorrow. We'll do like 12 o'clock stream. Maybe I'll try to line up a guest tomorrow. How about a guest? You guys want a guest? I think I can line up a guest tomorrow. I got some people that have asked to come on that I haven't had on yet. So I think we will do that. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you tell people about the channel. Make sure you do all that stuff. It does help. And to Greg's point, leaving comments, stream at 5. That's a good. I don't want to stream at 5. I can't stream at 5. Let's see here. Haven't looked at what time Sunday's game is. I don't know. Noon works. A guest works. Okay, Mr. Okay. 1:30 Spice. 1:30. I was waiting for someone to be like 1:27. Anytime works for Big Greg. All right, we'll figure it out. By the end, 4 or 5 o'clock for Mike. I got. You know what? You know what I need to do? I need to see what my schedule. I got to see what my wife's schedule is tomorrow, because I haven't seen her because we got back from Miami and she's been busy at work. So I haven't seen her as much as I want. Okay. Yeah, I really got to think about this. All right, we'll figure it out. I will figure it out tomorrow. I just keep seeing so many people panicking here. And I'm looking at this like, guys, why are so many people panicking? And why are so many people panicking about the offense? I mean, if you could just explain this to me, because like I said, it's been 9 practices. We have literally had 9 practices, and people are concerned about the offense. Someone just needs to explain that to me. You are concerned about your own head coach has literally come out and said that I have no problem with what Jackson Dart's doing. I did have a problem in regards to the fact when he threw the ball at Greg Newsome's head. But I don't have a problem with him throwing the ball at Greg Newsome's head because I don't think there was much up there anyways. But I was more concerned about, I like the enthusiasm in reference to him doing that in Jackson Dart, but you can't do that to John Harbaugh's point because that is a penalty. That's a penalty. That's a penalty pure and simple, so you can't do that. One thing I don't like. I'll try to sneak away during lunch. Okay, well, I haven't decided yet. We'll figure it out. One thing I don't like is is a little bit of the Harry High School shit with Denard Wilson. He's making the Giant players do push-ups for penalties after practice. The Harry High School shit never works. We learned this with the running laps. I want to hear about this. I didn't hear this video about John Harbaugh on Jackson Dart. Because listen, everyone's panicking, but this guy.
Running is a huge part of his game, right? How do you balance that between how much you want him running in practice and how much we want you to run, go through the plays and all the options, and then
we definitely
run on every play in practice, basically.
Really, which he's not. Right. I think he's going through his progressions really well, but we do want to practice extended plays. I mean, even if he would have gotten sacked, which that's up in who knows. On offense, they don't think he ever gets sacked. On defense, they think they always sack him, right, in training camp. So what we like to do is go ahead and extend the play. So let's let him get out and extend the play and see if our guys can work on scramble drill. How do you get open on extended play? Because there's two plays potentially. There's the first play, it doesn't work, quarterback gets out of the pocket, we got another chance. We want to take advantage of that. And then defensively, especially in the back end, that means we've got to cover again.
I really like these new sideline hats. These blue hats with the dark red and the red bill underneath. I really like that hat. I got to go get that hat. The only problem is I live in Pennsylvania and they don't really sell a lot of fucking lids.
Not over if the quarterback is out of the pocket. So we've got to cover people and we got to go rally and get the quarterback on the ground too. So you see it with so many quarterbacks make so many plays on the second effort, on the second chance. It's a two-play game. So with Jackson, to me, it can be a two-play game for us. That's an advantage for us in scramble. So,
what the only thing is I don't like about John Harbaugh? I was thinking about this. There's something I don't like about John Harbaugh. He makes too much fucking sense. I'm used to the nonsensical bullshit we had with Brian Dable, Pat Shurmur, and Joe Judge. Why are you fucking making sense? Why are you talking football sense? What the hell? I'm so mad.
We want to practice that.
And what about design runs? Did you try to limit those at kind of practice? I know you want to practice them, but you maybe don't want to do too much in practice.
Yeah, you don't want to do too many of them because that's not all you do. We have a lot of different types of runs. So as much as we can, as we install them, we're practicing them as we put them in. We put in a couple of designed runs or quarterback read runs. So you pick up an extra blocker because you're reading one of their defenders. And the quarterback, if they give you the...
And then I want to hear this comment about the penalty, because I do think that was dumb for Jackson Dart, because you can't do that in a game. OBJ can tell you this.
What do you think of Jackson throwing the ball at Newsome there at the end?
I think it's a 15-yard penalty for taunting, so he backed up the extra point and had to do it again. Did you see that? That's how we handled it.
That why Saul did it.
That's what I love. I don't want to hear the Harry High School bullshit that you're going to run laps or do push-ups. We backed it up, made it a 50-yard extra point, and made him do it again. That's how you learn. Mike Glenn says, not necessarily worried about the offense, but would have liked to see an elite running back at it. I'm telling you, Najee Harris. If Najee Harris's Achilles is good, I think the Giants can get him for a veteran minimum, but I'm just kind of thinking that the Achilles isn't ready yet because he still isn't in the team. This is a guy who rushed for 1,000 yards 4 times in 5 years, and the only reason he didn't rush for 1,000 yards last year is because of his injury.
Yeah.
Do you say anything to Jackson there?
I think he understands that we don't want it for the game-winning extra point. We don't want it to be a 50-yard extra point or so, whatever it is. Do you think I need to say anything?
I love it because he reminds me of Lou Brown in Major League after Willie Mays Hayes makes the basket catch. And Lou Brown pulls him into Willie Mays and says, he goes, great catch. Don't ever fucking do it again.
In that case, pretty clear cut, right?
You would think, but I don't know.
He's teaching these guys to be football players. I want to hear this last thing here. This was from Art Stapleton. I asked John Harbaugh yesterday about 11-11 drills, having the ones versus the ones, the twos versus two, essentially is good on good for first teams and what he's trying to get out of the ones versus two in camps.
That's a great question. And the ones against ones, you get good on good, just like you would expect. That's more the coordinators call them what they want to call. If we go ones versus twos, we're still, at this stage, we're still running our offense and defense. But the coordinator, if it's the first offense, then he's going to ask for some things. He wants to see more cover 2 or cover 3. He wants to see a blitz. He doesn't want to see a blitz. He can help script that. The defense still plays. It's our calls. So, and then we were able to run some longer periods out. So you saw the guys out there for 12 plays, 9 plays, for 6 more plays, things like that.
I just love the fact that he's just making these guys be. I just love the fact that he's making his team be football players. I love that. Hell yeah, Mike Glenn. Been saying that for weeks. Give him the heater, Ricky. I know that whole movie. I know that one the first. For certain reasons, I know the first one and the second one completely. I was there on the second one. Little known fact. Little known fact here. And one day I will play it. If you ever go watch David S. Ward's movie, The Program, I am in the program. Little known fact. Technically, I'm in Major League 2 as well. But I am in the movie The Program. Just going to throw that out there. One day when you guys we're having a boring day, I will talk all about that. Vinny G says people want Nagy fired already. Listen, I'm going to say this one time again, then I'm going to wrap this up. Jackson Dart is not going to fail because of Matt Nagy. Daniel Jones did not fail because of Jason Garrett. There had been times Jason Garrett, it was the lack of execution by Daniel Jones in the offense that cost Jason Garrett his job. The game plan with Colt McCoy in Seattle that the Giants had offensively with the likes of Wayne Gallman and Colt McCoy when Seattle was a good team was probably one of the best offensive game plans that I had ever seen in football. The simplicity of it was so complex that it was perfectly designed to win that game with the lack of talent the Giants had. Wayne Gallman got dragged. That score should not have been as close as it was because Wayne Gallman got dragged down from behind because he has no fifth gear. But the fact that they set the Seahawks up the entire first half for one play in the third quarter by Colt McCoy, which they made on that big pass play, that was the key turning point to the game. That game plan was probably one of the best offensive game plans that I have seen ever called in an NFL game. The play design against Philadelphia that Evan Ingram dropped was probably one of the most perfectly designed plays that was a failure of execution. They make that catch. Giants might make the playoffs. Giants may not be a 6-win team. There were multiple games that Jason Garrett's game plan was well conceived but poorly executed by the quarterback and the offensive philosophy and the offensive team. But you have to understand football to get that. You can't just yell at Jason Garrett sucks. Okay, you have to remember what Jason Garrett had to work with. Then the boy wonder Brian Dable comes in with the boy genius Mike Kafka. The offense was no better in 3.5, 4 years under these guys. Was it because of the fact that they were still running the Jason Garrett offense? No. It was the personnel that was running the system. You can have the most perfectly designed offensive philosophy or offensive game plan, but your players are not capable to execute it. That's not on the coach. That's not on the head coach. That's not on the coordinator. That's on the players. I'm not telling you. You have to go look. You have to go look. I'm not telling you. We'll talk about it one day. I'm not going to tell you. That takes the fun out of it. Love Harbaugh always sounds excited talking football. He has a desire to have you understand football. I love listening to him talk football. I love listening to him talk football. I can listen to John Harbaugh talk football for hours because of the fact that he understands it, he gets it, and he is teaching his players to be players. Because he doesn't want to be a player no more. He just wants to crush a lot. I was hoping I can get to 60 legs, but that's all right. Old school Giant football. I love it. I have to rewatch the program. My favorite football movie. Good movie, the program. Good movie, the program. Good movie, what's her? David S. Ward did Major League 1 and 2, did Up Periscope, did Cannery Row, which I think won an Oscar. Yeah. I am not telling you, you have to go and watch. This is your homework assignment. I am literally in the program. You know what it is? Because I was an unknown back then. I have an unaccredited appearance in the program. I know. It's pretty impressive. All right, guys, we're going to stream tomorrow. I have no idea what time yet. But I want to thank everyone that's been hanging out for as long as you did. This was a great show today. You can always catch the rebroadcast on Bleav, also here on YouTube, but you can also go find it on the Bleav Network, and you can find it every place the podcasts are found. We will have a pre-record on Saturday. So I don't know what the topic's going to be, but I think I have a guest coming in on Saturday for pre-record. Don't forget Gary Reasons on Sunday. He'll be here at 10:30. The show will start at 10. Also, I'm going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Giants preseason game again on the 15th against the Minnesota Vikings, plus a parking pass. So you got to be here. You got to be in it to win it. So we're going to do that Sunday as well. So make sure you tell everyone, tell a friend. And as always, this is Tim, this New York Giants Straight Talk, brought to you by the Mighty FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com, the #1 sportsbook in America. And I got to change the outro because I didn't set the outro. Oh my God, that would have been so professional. I'll do it again. All right, everyone, we're out here. This is Tim, this New York Giants Straight Talk, brought to you by the Mighty FanDuel. It's FanDuel.com, #1 sportsbook in America. And I'm out of here.
That motherfucker must have lost his goddamn mind.